All right, what is up, everyone? This is episode 58 of the fAnaticZ podcast. I'm Damien.
What up, it's Dylan.
Frank is in the building.
And you know who else is going to be in the building? Hopefully, some freaking good pitchers for the Diamondbacks, because I've been hearing some crazy rumors about Ketel Marte. And don't know if I love that.
Yeah, I was going to say, considering the type of player that Ketel is and the kind of needs we have, the rumors are we could do a whole lot worse, but also we could do better considering.
That's
Yeah,
true. We
they've
could do
been
worse.
yeah they've been in discussions with the Tampa Bay Rays for a pair of pitchers, Pepois, if you pronounce that right, and Baz. So, and both of them don't even have a winning record last year for the 25 season, which
No,
is kind of crazy.
I call Pepe Le Pew.
I was gonna call him Pepe. So Pepe, yeah, he went 11-12 with a 3.86 ERA, which is okay. It's decent. What caught my eye the most, he pitched 167 innings and he had 167 strikeouts.
Wow.
So that caught my eye a little bit. Baz is okay. He went 10-12 with a 4.87 ERA with 176 strikeouts and 166 innings pitched.
Honestly, I
So when
like
they're
him better
starting
than Pepe.
rotation, so they pitched the same amount of innings, but then they tend to strike out a lot of batters. But my question is, did they get a lot of run support? So
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of the, those kind of pitchers that their ERA is kind of on the fringe, and then they have a wacky win and loss record. It's mainly just because, like, the Diamondbacks pitchers, they rarely get run support or they get shelled.
well, I mean, Pepe bringing out better numbers than Zach Gallen for us last season already. So on paper, that's already an upgrade than what Zach Gallen gave us last season. If you think about it.
Yeah, but at the expense of Ketel Marte, though,
I know,
doesn't
yeah,
make.
it's not worth it.
Yeah, I don't think it's
It's an
worth it.
underwhelming trade. We should get a lot more than those two, in
A
my
lot
opinion.
more, or just if we're getting two pitchers, they have to be really. One has to be really good, and then one of them can be Shane Baz or Pepiel.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like let's give us something better. I hope they don't take that. That pissed me
I
off.
feel
But
I feel like the only reason why they would even entertain that is just because Papois and Baz are already in MLB ready, so you wouldn't have to wait for them in the minors. But at the same time, it's just like if you can get somebody with a higher ceiling, even if you have to wait a couple years, it might be more worth it.
for sure.
Yeah, because what was that link that I sent you in the chat 4 days ago that AZ Sports posted? Like Mike Hazen's priority is to get a lot of pitching this offseason.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean getting a Sirocco is one of those Hazen
Soroka.
types,
Soroka.
Soroka, one of those Hazen deals that, if he can pitch to what he did in 2019, hell of a bargain.
Yeah, we don't need to pitch him having to pitch like 24 because he went 0 for 10 that year with the Chicago White Sox. So
Oh my God.
yeah, I know. And then last year he went 3-8 with a 4.54 ERA. So
Oh my God.
that doesn't really scream impressive, really, to
It
me.
really doesn't.
No, like I said, it's another one of those Hazen, high ceiling, but it could blow up kind of deals.
He did pitch. He had like a 1.16 ERA coming off the bullpen from injury last year, late into the season. So he pitched pretty well in the bullpen. So I don't know. He might be one of those pitchers that might be better in like long relief situations. We'll
Yeah,
see. But I don't see him being our starting rotation at all. So
I honestly, like mid-season, I potentially see one of the guys that we got in the Merrill Kelly trade be called up.
which one?
I believe Drake.
Drake. I had to do it.
But
You're gonna get Kendrick next.
he was one of those guys that when we got him, he was already, pushing MLB ready. So I wouldn't be surprised if, Cole Drake was
If
open.
Kendrick, you wouldn't be surprised if Kendrick picked
Well,
Drake.
here's my thing so far. Like we've so far, like he's part in the back end of our starting rotation. Soroka. If we get Pepois and Baz, we've still had zero mention of wait for it. Da 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 da. Closer.
That's
Like
what I was about to say too.
tens of
Like this,
episodes ago, that we've said on this podcast, and from people that follow us from the beginning, that we still have no closer.
yeah,
Even though
and this
Justin
doesn't get us
Martinez and
any.
Puck can come back, but what has that shown? You know.
Yeah, what if Merrill
All
Kelly comes back? Maybe he'll be the closer.
they do is get Puckin hurt.
That's so funny. They pucked around and find out.
We just keep gashing. We just keep wanting to gash our offense. I'm like, okay, like, ouch, Gino, especially the production that he gave us, and Naylor too. So now you want to trade Ketel Marte. It's like you only leave us with Perdomo and Carroll, you know. So it's like we keep
Right.
gashing your offense and keep trying to add to our pitching or help our pitching out, you know. So it's like to me, we keep finding the cheap way out. It's like why not try to keep the offense and add to the pitching and try to have more of a shot like we did in what the fuck was it 24, 23,
Yeah,
23.
23,
23.
yeah.
The
But
But
good
now
yeah,
old
we
days.
keep
the last couple of
subtracting more
years,
than adding. So
Yeah, I
the
mean, but
pitching.
outside of Ketel Marte, like who else do you think could be on the move?
I
I
know
went out.
one spot last year they were talking about moving Gurriel, but I think that kind of slowed
That ship
down.
is probably sailed. I think they love him now.
I wouldn't be surprised if more fan favorites go at the deadline if we play sub 500 ball or below.
That's understandable. I mean, at that point, I mean, what are we doing if we're not winning games? You know, it's time to shake it up. Time to see what we can do.
And
It's like the
honestly, like
Dodgers.
I
Sorry,
would
go Frank.
rather the whole Ketel Marte situation is just, you know, ever since last year, it's one of those things where are they trying to move on because they know he's a very tradable piece to improve, or are they trying to move on because of, you know, the noise that happened last year with the locker room and everything?
That could be a part of it. Maybe that stuff got so bad and his house got robbed at that same time that he was just like, I want to go, you know? And they're like, okay, well, let's not make it public so we can still get as much as we can for you, but we'll see what we can do, you know?
Right.
Possibly.
Because there was just like every time he tried to gain any ground last year, it was an injury. He got that incident with the fan, and then he got robbed. Like, you could not have a more miserable 2025 than he had.
Yeah, on top of his mom passing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he wants to wipe the slate clean and just get the freaking heck out of here. I wouldn't blame him. If that's what's happening, then you know, do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, get what you can. You know, get the best deal.
Right. See, my thing is the I don't know, like, do you think you have somebody that's his production level in AAA or ready to go? Because I feel like if you're going to try to move somebody that we have a surplus of, it should be one of our outfielders.
No, it'd
Yeah,
be Tim Talbot probably taking his spot if we don't fill in the gap if we trade him. So
I think that trading him with no viable replacement is not a good move. But that's what they'll probably do if he
And I
wants to.
don't think Tawa is the answer if you're just trying to get rid of Ketel.
Well, there's no clear answer if you're trying to get rid of Ketel. He's like a
one of the
top
cornerstones of the offense.
in general on any baseball team. He's probably top 15 just pure bats in the league. You know, at least top 15. So it's like you can't really replace that too easily. So
Well, that
you
needs,
gotta be smart. Like they said that they're interested in stuff, but they said that they wouldn't trade him unless they got a really really good offer. So
which I hope they stand with that because, I mean, no disrespect to Pepois or Baz, but that's just not it.
no, I would be mad if they did that. That'd be some typical Diamondbacks crap right there.
Some Kenny Kendrick.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
typical, typical. losing team syndrome if we do that. Trade one of the best players in all of baseball for two average pitchers. No offense to them, they can be above average at times, especially Baz. But like, come on, man.
At least besides everything that's happened, I don't know if you guys, paid attention, but we've made a few moves in our coaching staff and front office. Jake Lamb is actually back as a mental development coach. And then we have Jeremy Blythe, who came over from the Pirates organization, who used to be their director of pitching, who, if you guys didn't know, the Pirates pitching staff was number 7 in all of baseball last year, which is pretty good considering the Pirates are the Pirates.
Well,
Yeah,
at
because
least
they
he's
have
tied to
freaking
Paul
Paul
Skeens
Skeens,
if they
dude.
ever move on with him.
Paul Skeens, bro. You ever heard of a guy named Paul Skeens?
Well, they had 3 other guys on their staff that had an ERA under 4 as well. So I mean, yeah, Paul Skeens is your dominant name, but across the board, like none of their starters really got any run support.
Even Mitch Keller too. He's a baller. Never gets run support.
Yeah, no, the Pirates don't give no run support. Period. Like they can't do it. I don't know what's wrong with them. He would be awesome over here. When any of those pitchers would be like, we would win the World Series if we had a pitcher that good. Paul Skeens, dude, or like Scooble or something, dude. That's what they need to do. If you're gonna trade Ketel Marte, get one of those guys.
Yeah,
Like
ask if can
we
you
might have to give a little more than just Ketel for like a Skeens or a Scooble, but at least they could at least be like a one trade with some money or something. I don't know.
well,
Make something cool happen. Something
see,
that makes us win.
the thing is, if we were to make an offering on Skeens, they would at least want a pitcher coming back, so we could give them like Nelson or Fat.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
but
it needs to
I
be
don't
like
even think
a
that
number 2 at least with a
they wouldn't
fuck
even
ton of
entertain it.
prospects.
They wouldn't even entertain it. They'd be like, "Yeah, we're hanging up the phone now." Did you just say Paul Skeens?
Yeah, but does Paul Skeens want to stay in Pittsburgh if they keep it up?
That's true.
Because
That's always.
he showed frustration last year too. So
You know what? You know what makes frustration go away?
Winning.
That or a whole lot of money.
That's fair.
And individual Cy Youngs and stuff. Like some dudes don't not that they don't want to win the World Series. Everyone wants to win the World Series, but some people are Bradley Bill. You know what I mean? Like all the ability in the world, but they're just cool, just getting a check and just sitting down.
Man, Beans ball.
Random Bradley Bill shot, even though I used to be one of the biggest Bradley Bill defenders in the world.
here's my thought. I wonder if we're gonna like randomly get like a quote ace for like around $80 million. Like how we do with Zach Greinke and Montgomery and Bumgarner and shit. Like I wonder if that's
No,
gonna
we
randomly happen
can't do
again
that
this
again.
offseason.
The last time we just did that with Corbin Burns. We can't do it again.
Yeah, I low key forgot that we still have Corbin Burns, and I mentioned it hella times with the opt out after this year and shit, and he's shelved till All-Star break. That is true, but he's legit our only proven pitcher because we still got fucking shit Tardo Rodriguez. I'm
I'm
kidding.
dead.
Yeah, fucking yeah, he's just not it, dude. I mean, we're paying him $80 million as well, like.
Yeah, that's insane.
But yeah, like the only most proven guys we got right now are Fott and Nelson. So
I
Yeah,
don't
so
think.
when Burns comes back, he's gonna have to try to play his best because obviously either we have to keep him or he has to go somewhere else. So
because for the time being, Zach Gallen's gone unless we get that report. Oh, he resigns, but for now he's gone. So
Yeah, I
I
was
think
gonna
that he'll
say.
end up coming back, bro. Now, at first I thought like he would be gone, but I think that will come back
but
now.
do we want Zach Gallen back is the question.
If we can get him on a friendly deal, why not? Like you don't like if he can regain his form. Last year was the only year, in my opinion, that he's honestly looked not like Zach Gallen. Otherwise, he's been pretty consistent.
We've been seeing a lot more not Zach Gallen since the World Series run, though.
Hey, listen. Hey, bring Zach Gallen back. Let him work with that new pitching person from the Pittsburgh Pirates, and let's give him one more
But
year.
here's my thing, though. Like, resign Zach Gallen. I'm not for it. However, If we do, he's not our number one. He has to be at least a number 3 at most in the middle of the rotation.
I
We
think
can't
just
put
leave
him
him
at
a
number
number
1
two.
anymore.
We don't want to hurt his confidence too much. Make him a number 2, but we get a strong number 1.
I mean, until Corbin Burns comes back, then he might have to be the number 1 still and again. But
that's fine. As long
that's
as
not
Burns, and listen, as long as Zach Gallen pitches well and Burns comes back and can pitch again and he's not being for the rest of his life, and we'll be fine. We just need to add a couple pitches.
He just long broke my trust, man. I can't trust him anymore.
I can't trust him either, but I'm for having him back. I would like to see him again.
I would be okay moving on from him, honestly. My feelings wouldn't be too hurt.
The longer it's drug out and he's still a free agent, the more it goes in our favor.
Right? The more it's likely that he'll come back. And come back willing to not be this number 1 figure, because if the market humbles him, then he'll just be like, I'm happy that I'm back in the team.
Yeah, because I remember right before the season ended, he came out and said this is where he loves being there. This is where he would he wants to come back, but
he's got to get a deal that works.
Like I said, a lot of guys, a lot of GMs and coaches are looking at the season he kind of had last year, and it's just like, you kind of got a good offer from the D-backs considering how you were most of the year. So we're going to kind of play it out and see if you come down on that price.
Missed opportunity. We could have traded him to Miami last year for Sandy Alcantara.
Why would Miami trade back for him?
You know how many teams? I don't know. Fuck it. I don't know. But
it does happen all the time.
In the NFL lately, at least. But
we literally did it with Geno to Seattle.
And yeah, Naylor to Seattle too.
And now Seattle went to the World, or was so close to going to the World Series.
Yeah, we literally just switched spot with Seattle like 3 times.
That's so funny. Let's swap
Gene
him back.
Segura too. Prior to that,
swap Geno back.
Yeah, no, it's like Seattle's
our
favorite trade partner.
If we're gonna trade Ketel and we knew that was coming up, why in the world would we trade Geno? That's just craziness, man. This team just is so unorganized. We let Christian Walker go, that was a good move because he's not playing well now. But damn, we just don't care. Corbin Carroll's probably like, bro, am I ever gonna have a running mate that's gonna stay?
Yeah, we just re-signed him too with the core that we had that we gashing away, which is crazy.
And we've always had the good. It's like, oh, your offense was number 1 or number, in the top 10. Let's trade away all the heavy bats.
And you know how these high market teams will easily take on his contract when he has like 5 years left in it if we just keep going nowhere,
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is
filthy cheap.
They have to know that they're making their opponents stronger, right? Like the Diamondbacks have to know every good player that you give up to Seattle or the San Francisco or LA, it makes your chances to win the World Series that much harder. But I just don't get why they keep doing it. It's almost like they don't care about winning. But you know who cares about winning? Someone that won't depress me at this point in my life.
Well, who that ought to be?
Jordan Ott. That's the Otter himself.
The Otter.
The Otter man. Automatic.
Ooh, I like the man of many otters.
That's mine, guys. I'm trademarking it. Automatic. Woo! That's fine.
That last game, though, against the Thunder, I ain't even mad at, honestly.
Bro, listen,
with that blowout loss. No book, no green.
Without book, come on, man.
Not only that, but it's like the fact that they made over 23s. Like, we already were, we were already down before we even walked on the court.
Facts. And we've also played a close game against the Thunder, so yeah, I think that if we see them both full strength, we might surprise the world. So I can't wait to.
My biggest thing is what I've always, and I mentioned this in the group, one of the things I've appreciated most about, well, it might have been on, honestly, the Phoenix Suns social media, but one of the things I appreciate most about Aaron Brooks is
Dylan.
It doesn't matter whether the game was good the game was garbage. He always has something constructive to say, about the team and, real shit.
Yeah, man. Aaron Brooks is definitely. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, I love Dylan Brooks, man. I never thought that I would ever say that phrase in my life, but it's true. I love Dylan Brooks. He's great. He's amazing, and honestly, he's the partner that Book needs. He's not like some old guy like Chris Paul, where everybody's like, "Oh, that's." He's the same age group, same mentality, and he pushes everybody to scrap. He's a dog, man. Him and Colin Gillespie he's the same because Colin Gillespie comes from having to, scratch and claw to even have a shot. So I love the mentality transfer onto the rest of the guys, man. It's great.
100%. Like I also love that Colin Gillespie is getting overall, and then on to Dylan Brooks again. He's getting a chance to actually be more than just a defensive specialist, a guy that can actually, wait, Dylan Brooks can shoot? Yeah, so he's going to make you pay if you leave him open. So he's making teams second guess that he's not just the defender, he's going to also be a guy that can drop 30 on you any given night now.
Yes, sir. He's doing
whatever our shooting
across the
coach did
board.
this offseason with
What?
Dylan Brooks. So whatever our shooting coach did with Dylan Brooks this offseason fucking worked. He was never a shooter with Memphis, and what the fuck was it? The Clippers? Was that the other one?
No, Houston.
No,
Houston. Yeah, Houston. So yeah, he was never like that with those two. So
he didn't get an opportunity just because there was more, offensive ball dominant players who always commanded it.
Yeah, he was like number 3 as far as like scores. He was always just a DN3 guy, and he was like, I think he's better when he's not just catching and shooting threes. It's like giving them some chance to cook and giving them some trust. He's always said that he can play like this. They just never gave him a shot. So I think that he's taking his shot, especially now when Book is injured, to kind of like assert himself as like a real number 2 on like a championship level team.
Right. And I think, you're going to see the guys dust themselves off, cleanse themselves to the Oklahoma City game, and they'll be ready for LA tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see them again. I'm sure they're gonna want revenge.
I mean, I look at it this
is the
way.
game in Phoenix?
I
don't know.
think so. But
where's Chris Paul?
the thing is, we can't let LA get off to a hot start. And we also have to, take smart shots ourselves. On top of the game in Oklahoma City where they couldn't miss, we just could not hit a barn.
Yeah, I think after those hot games, like hitting 8 threes and stuff, Colin Gillespie, he's not like a first round pick or anything, so he's got to come back down to earth for a couple games. Like he's not gonna score 8 threes every game and like go crazy and have double doubles and stuff. It's just not possible every game. So hopefully he's recharged, ready to go again because a lot of the team was struggling and we just don't have our guys. So it's interesting to
Right.
see if Devin Booker will be ready to play.
They think it was a game time decision tonight.
Yep.
But either way, we all know that everything that was said before the season started, that the Suns were going to be one of the worst teams in the league, top 5 worst in every category imaginable, and here they are, 14-11, 25 games into the year.
Yeah, I knew that they wouldn't be terrible. I didn't think they'd be this good, but that's not because of them. I knew that the team would be fine. I just knew that the Western Conference. I thought that the Western Conference would be a lot tougher than it actually is this year, and that's great for us because it really isn't as tough as everybody was making it seem so far. So,
Well, right,
hopefully,
it's wild to see Memphis fall off as much as they've had in just the last, year and a half.
and the Clippers.
Yeah,
The
and the
Clippers,
Clippers.
because I think that they're getting worse with the more talent they get over there. The Clippers, it's crazy. The more star players they have, like the team just seems to just get worse.
Well, and here's where they fucked up. And You should have kept Norman Powell. Why are you letting him go and keeping guys that barely play?
Yeah, I think Kawhi Leonard screwed that team pretty hard.
Norman Powell is a beast, and he's over in Miami, hooping, scoring 20, over 20 plus.
Yeah, the Western Conference itself doesn't even look as scary. The Thunder, they're still good. They're still good as advertised. And Denver, obviously, for some reason they have our number, but we can. I feel like we can beat them though, so that's fine. We'll figure Denver out. But I think this team just needs to get Jalen Green back because a lot of the games we're losing, the points Jalen Green would score would probably make up the difference. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
One
And if
wild
we get
thing.
a player like Jonathan Kuminga or something like that, I think we could add one more person to really make this like a Thunder 2.0 type of defensive lockdown team with a bunch of long wings, play really good defense, and hopefully that's enough just to outscore them because we have enough people that can go off already.
Well, it's like you said, we don't even know fully what this team is capable of with a healthy Jalen Green because essentially he's only played a game and a half because the full game that he was eligible for, he only played I think about 20 25 minutes, and then in the second game he pulled up limp again. So we don't even know what this team's truly capable of, but it's very exciting, and we definitely made the right call in terms of coaching.
When's he supposed to be reevaluated against?
Jalen Green?
Yeah.
The
Supposed to be
earliest was December 9th, so he should be evaluated in the next week or two, Matt, because it was like 4 to 6 weeks. And on December 9th, that was the fourth week. So what are we at right now? What, the 11th or something? The 12th?
we're at the 12th.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're still within that first week that he can be evaluated. So they'll probably evaluate him next week or the week after, just to give him as much time. Because if the team was struggling, they'd probably rush him back. But since it's a hamstring that he already re-aggravated from the preseason, I'm pretty sure they're gonna
Take it to the
slow
6 week
play.
mark.
Yeah, take the 6 week mark. Why not? It sucks to right now, but it'll probably be way better if he can get to a point where he's not sitting out every week or two because of the hamstring. That can either be a quick fix or it can keep you out for a year. So
Right, and that's the horrible thing about hamstrings that we've talked about before. You just never know with the severity. It's either oh, you'll be fine tomorrow, or you're in for a long rehab, my friend.
but I have to imagine he's not just sitting around doing nothing. They got him moving and doing physical therapy and probably doing some drills and shit. So he'll be all right.
I definitely
Mm-hmm.
appreciate how thorough they're being with both Booker and Green, because I mean, a lot of a lot of emphasis right now is like, in other sports, it's like, if you're good to go, we're gonna get you back out there, and then it only makes things worse. Because you saw the fact that Daniel Jones was trying to play through a broken fibula, and then look what happened.
I was so stupid for picking the Colts in that game. Oh man, what a dumb decision. As soon as he came out on the field, I was like, why did I pick them?
And now Philip Rivers, fucking
Yeah, they're
44 years
finished.
old.
All
Well,
right, all
shoot,
right. Let's not get too deep into football. It'll consume our brains. You know how we get. But at the end of the day, I'm excited. Hopefully, the team doesn't get consumed by injuries because we're at a point now where all the backups and the people like Royce O'Neal and Grayson and everyone. Grayson will probably start still, but all those guys are getting like their rhythm. They're finding their game. So hopefully the starters can come back, get us a little playoff spot, and then the backups and reserves will already be hot and know their roles, like Oso and everyone. And then boom, maybe we can make something happen in the playoffs. Because now I went from play in to thinking that we might just make the playoffs regularly. You know, because
100%. Because outside of the Oklahoma City game, and maybe one more, we've essentially been in every other game until the end. This team does not give up, and
and the first time we played OKC, it was a very close game.
Right. I was gonna say,
Mhm.
and last night they didn't, or the other night they didn't give up. It's just Oklahoma City couldn't miss and they couldn't shoot.
Yeah, it was just too much. Let me eat the
But
Twix.
if we get Devin Booker back out on that floor, especially tomorrow against LA, I think we can beat LA again. Because I mean,
We crushed
we've
them the
taken
first
down
time.
LA, I believe, with Booker missing 3 quarters.
Yeah, we beat them by a lot.
It's just one of those things where the NBA this year, you've had those games where like anybody can beat anybody, and it's like one of those lopsided. Like you have to think about it for a second. Did that actually just happen?
Yeah, and then the Suns just smashed the Lakers with LeBron, Luca, and Reeves. Yes, they did. They smashed them into little pieces.
That they did.
But
But
Aiton's doing well. No, I'm just kidding. Well, he really is doing
Bro,
well.
that dude's always.
dude, I mean, I'm not gonna trash the man. He went to U of A, so I still have a little love for him always. But at the same time, it's just like he had so much hype. He's got so much potential, and at least, at least now, whether he lives up to the billing, at least now in LA, he looks like he's happy and he's actually enjoying basketball again, and
Yeah.
he's not getting in fights with his head coach.
Nope, and he's playing well. Playing well. And you know who's not playing well though? The Arizona Cardinals, man. The
Never the Cardinals.
freaking Cardinals. Oy vey, man. What? You know what? There's an article that came out that's saying that the Arizona Cardinals fans are the number one fan base for alcohol consumption. And my God, I do not blame them. What an awful
My,
team to watch on a week to week basis, man.
and my God, I am in that survey percent.
I've been on tank mode and tank watch the past 3 weeks, y'all.
I
So
mean, there's a
Doesn't
reason
make it
why.
any better.
There's a reason why the one of the official game day sponsors this year was Rocks Vodka.
They made a lot of money this year. They made a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
money.
I mean, we have the number 8 pick right now, currently as it stands at 3-10. And the
Oof.
crazy part about it is, with 4 games left of the season, we're only 1 game behind the number 1 pick at number 8. So a lot of things can change within the next month between 8 and 1 if we keep losing, because our next 4 games, um, this Sunday we have at Houston. And after the next 2 are at home, Atlanta. Then our last one of the season at Cincinnati, and then our season finale, which the Rams could set their starters possibly. It's in LA, so yeah, 4 games left.
And
So
supposedly Gannon needs 2 of them to save his job.
yeah, that's what I was hearing. Despite hearing that, what do you guys think? Do you think that Gannon is safe, or do you think that Gannon can lose his job if the rest of the season doesn't go accordingly?
Honestly, best scenario we could win the season finale against the Rams, but other than that, we can go for 0-4.
No, no,
My
no.
Oh
I'm
what?
asking you. Do you think that his job is dependent on that winning
Oh
some of those games, or do you think that they want to tank and that they are cool with him losing and he's safe no matter what?
no, because he never got the quarterback that he wanted that when originally hired. They never
So
got
you're
the.
thinking he's
They
safe
never
no
traded
matter
for. They
what?
never traded like with Bruce Arians. They traded for Carson and Palmer. You
No,
know.
I get what you're saying. So you're saying that that's your reasoning for saying that he's safe no matter what.
Yeah, get a different QB that you want to roll with next year. But fire Drew, in my opinion, though.
Yeah, you gotta fire Drew.
that's my thing at 100%. Like if nothing else, and I feel like the whole you have to win 2 games, to keep your job. I think that's more of a just we're putting that out there to maybe light a fire. But at the end of the day, I don't think Bidwell is going to fire him. It's Bidwell. This is a guy that Bidwell had to pay tampering charges to bring in here, so he's not going to give
Right.
up on him that quick.
You know what I think? I think it's complete and total bullshit made by the organization to to increase the stakes on Jonathan Gannon optics wise because people are turning on him. They want to make it seem like he's on the hot seat or he's got something at stake because everybody's like, why isn't he doing anything? Everybody can't come back. We can't run back this offense. We can't run back this defensive staff. People have to get fired, bro.
There's also reports out there too, like Kyler Murray was reportedly never listened to within the organization about like draft choices or free agency. Like the only time he was listened to was when we got Hollywood Brown on draft day, because that's when he was pushing for it. But look how that turned out. Like dude barely played half his games. So
yeah, but he also wanted like Tristan
trade.
Wirfs and like people that would have helped us out tremendously. CeeDee Lamb.
I know, so
maybe
I guess that was part of the frustrations that he's had with the organization too, because every time he's pitched an idea, he's been turned down majority of the time. So
yeah, no, it's going to be a very interesting dynamic to see how both camps move together this, just the end of the year, because the language has been all over the place. Like, this is a team they're not saying they don't want Kyler Murray, but at the same time, they're not committing to him.
No, they're saying they don't want him.
So here's the thing. So if we go 0-4, and let's say we go 8-4-5. So we have 3 QBs that are supposed to go in the top 5. Fernando Mendoza from Indiana, Dante Moore from Oregon, and Ty Simpson from Alabama. You comfortable with those 3 in the top 5, or you want to strike gold and trade back?
Honestly,
if Kyler Murray were to be traded and we move on from that.
So listen, at this point, I think that it's pretty much a wrap for Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. And I'll say it because Drew Petzing is being kept. If he's being kept, there's no chance Kyler comes back because you have 2 options as an organization. Hey, I believe in Kyler Murray as a quarterback. So this guy is not trying to change his scheme for it to work for him. Let's fire this dude. You know what I mean? That should have been move 1 if they believed in Kyler. If Kyler was the guy for the organization, they would make the scheme fit around him. It's his freaking offense. He's the quarterback. You know what I mean? So 100%. By saying fit this scheme, they're saying we don't trust you, A, and we're not willing to build around you because we want to establish a system that can be here when you're gone. And that's what they did. They're like, hey, if you can work this system, amazing. We don't have to do anything. But if you can't, then we're going to find someone that can, And that's why they brought in Jacoby, because they thought he was the guy, because they had already been with him at organizations prior, and they got this little group of buddies that they're building with, and they wanted their little group of buddies to all shine, and it freaking backfired tremendously, and now they might all get fired. Except for Jacoby. He did great.
My thing is, what do you guys feel about the BetMGM line report that there's a possibility that, or apparently somebody thinks in the realm of whatever world this is, that Joe Burrow to the Cardinals is a possibility?
Well, it's not. Well, no. So the odd makers or whatever at the MGM, yeah. So they're saying the Cardinals are the most favorite spot to land Joe Burrow.
One of the most favorite spots.
No, it said most favorite spot.
Oh.
Yeah, the most favorite spot for Joe Burrow.
Would you think in that sense, would it be Kyler for Burrow?
No, it wouldn't. I don't think that the Joe Burrow wants to come to Arizona. Why leave one incredibly cheap franchise that won't do what you say for another incredibly cheap franchise that won't do what you say?
When you're already unhappy and contemplating retirement as it is.
Yeah, come to the Cardinals to put the nail in the coffin. This is not an attractive destination for anybody right now, bro. Look at what just happened. They just lit 3-10. Gannon's record as a head coach is putrid. Way worse than Kit Cliff's. Way worse than anybody's. It's people with his record get fired, not recruit all-star quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Like Michael Bidwell might believe in him, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the league, players and personnel, believe in Gannon like we do.
Yeah, no, we 100%. You know, the fan base is not going to be aligned with anything Bidwell.
The one thing that might draw a quarterback here is Trey McBride and Michael Wilson at this point.
And hear me out. I talk
James Conner
Dylan.
when he's back.
Dylan,
Is
you might
Connor
have
going to
saw
be good
this.
when he's back, though? He's old and hurt. He had a big injury. He's a running back, and he's already past 30. I just don't know about that.
I'm just floating this out there, and it's something I've been thinking of for a minute, and I did put it on X earlier. But many moons ago, when a certain person was a free agent, he was very well courted, and one of his stops was here. Here's my theory for this offseason. There's no quarterback in the draft that the Cardinals or Gannon or whoever the hell our coach is going to be believes in to be that franchise guy. So the Arizona Cardinals are going to trade with the Atlanta Falcons for Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins is going to be that next Warner and Palmer type that bridges us until we get the guy that they're looking for. Or maybe it's a guy they find later in the draft. But we're not going to use our first pick on a quarterback if there's nobody to protect him.
I would be so mad if we wasted anything on Kirk Cousins. At that point, just let Jacoby Brissett play as QB1 for the season. He's better than Kirk Cousins.
We were linked with Kirk Cousins when we were trying to sign Peyton Manning, and we got neither of them. So,
but listen though, the thing about Kirk Cousins is that he's looking horrible out there. Why would we get him? Last night they won, but before that he was looking so bad.
I think, I mean, yes and no, yeah, he's looked horrible, and I've been one of his biggest critics, but also just him readjusting after the elbow injury. He looked good last night. I'm not saying it's the prime thing to happen, but knowing in the back of my mind the fact that Michael Bidwell has always wanted Kirk Cousins, I could see it becoming a thing.
I can see it, but I'd be out on the team at that point. I'd be like, nah, I'm cool. I'm not watching this crap.
And I look at it this way, like there are a lot of people that are going to think that exact same way, but also if you think about it, there were quite a few people that, like, when we traded for Carson Palmer, it's like, why the fuck are we trading for this bum? He looks like shit with the Raiders. Why you? So anything can happen.
Carson Palmer had the built-in trust because of Bruce Arians and his quarterback skills. Man, when I don't care who Bruce Arians would have took, they would have been slinging that thing in that offense, bro. Man, listen. And I just it's not we don't have a coach. When you want your quarterback, you need a coach. Like I don't know if Gannon's the dude for like a vet. But I don't want a rookie either, honestly. I don't want a rookie quarterback. I feel like we would start all the way over. McBride would get depressed and ask for get it to be traded to a team where he could try to win a Super Bowl. You know, those fools want to win. Our defense is good. We need someone that can call plays because Nick Wallace was good at the beginning, but they can't stop anybody on the last drives, and they just can't stop anybody in general on the last half of the season.
Well, I was gonna say, and the fact that it seems like every 5 seconds we got somebody going down, whether it's on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. Freaking, we can't keep Will Johnson on the field to see what we got with him and Garrett Williams, and then of course we get Nolan back, and then he goes right back down. So just the injury situations that we've
all
dealt
of our
with.
Cornerbacks are just injured. Max Melton, everybody.
And you pair that with the ineptitude from the beginning of the season, like everything just completely boiled over, and it's just one big freaking lava pool.
Yeah. We got a lot of holes to fill this offseason. Hopefully Monty Austin-Ford can do another great draft like he did for the defensive line and do that for the offensive line and fix those problems there. And find a quarterback if Kyler Murray's – we know Kyler Murray's not coming back. So we've got to find a quarterback.
Right. And I mean, the thing is –
I hope to God it's not Kirk Cousins. Oh, my God. I hope to God it's not him. But
again, this is,
We might as well just let Jacoby play at that point, man. Might as well let Jacoby play.
I mean, he is
Jacoby
leading the
can come
league
back though.
right now.
I wouldn't mind having Jacoby Brissett, on the team as the backup quarterback. But if we're gonna get someone that off the market, then we have to get someone that's decidedly better than him. Kirk Cousins is a backup quarterback to a rookie. You know what I mean? Like people like that ain't gonna cut it here. We need someone like I don't even know who. If we could get a Joe Burrow, that would be great. But that just seems like impossible and
La
fake
La
and
Land.
not even worth talking about.
That's like a freaking jackpot dream scenario.
Yeah, that's pie in the sky. I just think who's good on a bad team. Like the Colts are going to be a way more attractive job for a quarterback. There's just so many more attractive jobs opening up. Washington, the Kyler Murray to Washington thing is becoming crazy, crazy real. You know what I mean? Like think about it. Kyler Murray had his most success with Cliff. Cliff's the OC there, not the head coach, so maybe he can have like the best of both worlds and be in a situation where he can do well. Daniels is always injured. The man gets injured, comes back, gets injured again. So
Yeah, I
I
was
knew
gonna
this was
say
going to happen. I predicted this months ago. And if Kyler Murray goes there, then I need a job with the NFL.
you nailed it right there because of the relationship he already has with Cliff and the fact that it would just be from an offensive coordinator, standpoint, not a full head coach standpoint. So it could work. And honestly, like you look at his weapons, he'd have some of the best weapons he's ever had. He's got Terry McLaurin. He would have Debo. So what's not to love about that? I would be rooting for Kyler.
Oh, I
What
would
was it?
cop
Two
that jersey
teams.
because the color scheme is just so hard. And then have him throwing to Debo and Terry McLaurin. And they already have design plays for the way they play with Mariota. If they did that with Kyler Murray, like Kyler Murray is like 5 to 10 times better at football than Marcus Mariota, and they're winning games with him. So if they could get Kyler Murray in there, that'd be a freaking scary team. I think that's the best landing spot for him, and then the Vikings for me would be second.
I'm still thinking, I mean, the Commanders make sense, but I'm still holding on to my prediction that Kyler Murray could end up either in the Jets or my number two is Minnesota as well.
Yeah, mine was Pittsburgh or Minnesota.
I hate Pittsburgh. I hate that so much. I would be so I would never I wouldn't be able to root for Kyler anymore. I hate Pittsburgh, dude. I ain't gonna lie. One of my
Mike
least
Tomlin
favorite
with Kyler
franchises of
Murray if he
all
still has his
time,
job.
bro. It'd be a wrap. I'd be like, sorry, Kyler, bro. Listen, until you're off that team, brother, I can't even fuck with you. I
That's
hate
a
the
double.
Steelers.
That's a double terrible towel.
It made me drop my phone and get my vision all messed up. What is that? My mouse? Holy cow!
Hey, but low key though, we should probably get it to pick him. He's got 13
Anytime
minutes
he
left.
sees the Steelers, he sees
My boy's got
red.
to go.
Yeah, 13 minutes on a school run.
You got
Oh
13
man.
minutes?
Yeah, at the top
Hashtag dad
13.
life.
Yep.
Okay, let's hit them fast then, all right? No bullshitting around, Frankie.
Oh,
Let's do it.
thanks. Okay.
Yeah, Frankie. Okay.
Just playing around. All right. First game, we already did that
Oh, we
yesterday.
need
It
to
was
go over
the
the standings.
Falcons and the
Oh,
Bucks. We all got yanked on the Buccaneers.
Hey, we need to go over standings. You're fired.
We all
you
got
just want
yanked
to
on the Buccaneers. I know the standings. No, I'm just
you
kidding. Go
just
ahead,
want to
Frankie.
gloat. But just to recap standings real quick. After a piss poor week by all of us, we all went 6-8. So
Oh,
Dylan's still the leader, 126-80. Dame number two, 124-82. And your boy is 120-86.
and we got a month left to maintain first place for me. Let's go.
Bring those subs in. Let's go, people.
Let's go, people. All right, like I just said, we did
I
the
will rip a
Falcons
shirt open.
Buccaneers game a day early. The Falcons snuck us. They got us the last second with Frankie's boy Kirk Cousins. They took the dub. The next game is going to be the Ravens and the Bengals. Man, this is a tough one to choose. The Ravens keep letting me down. They look like dog shit right now for some reason. Um, I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow and the Bengals at home. I don't like Lamar Jackson right now. I don't even know he's practicing, not practicing. I don't know. What about you, Devin?
Bengals defense surprised me honestly last time when I've been shitting on the whole season against the Ravens. I think they're gonna get checked this time in the rematch, so give me Ravens.
Honestly, this is the game where Joe Burrow gets his smile back. The Ravens don't look like the same Ravens that everybody thought they were going to contend at the beginning of the year. Give me Burrow.
All right, awesome. Next one is gonna be in Philadelphia. The Eagles take on the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a get right game for the Eagles. I've been taking them every week. They've been losing every week, but I'm gonna take them this time to get a dub. Frankie?
I mean, this one's plain and obvious. You're not taking the Raiders, so you got to take the Eagles, even with the tush push.
I'm taking the Eagles, all because it's Gino's fault. So yeah, Eagles.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gino.
The next
Sorry,
one's
Gino.
gonna be the Cardinals and the Texans. They're gonna be in Houston for this one. I don't know why I'm taking so long on this. My brain wants me to pick the Cardinals again. I just can't do it though. I'm gonna go with CJ Stroud and the Texans to get a W. What about you, Dylan?
I'm gonna go with the Texans as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we cover that 9.5 by like 7 or 8. So
I mean, I was so hyped last week when we went up 7-0. We know how that final score went, so we're going Texans.
Yo,
I love
that's
how you
great.
guys finally learned after weeks and weeks of fading the Cardinals from me.
Hey, listen, dude. I still want to pick the Cardinals. I just had to fight against it because I know it's dumb. So we're gonna be at Chiefs and Chargers. Another team like the Ravens, they don't look like themselves. The Chiefs have been chiefing it up, looking very bad. Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, and them boys look like they're on a mission. But I'm gonna take the Chiefs at home. I am gonna ride or die with the Chiefs this season. I know they suck and they're not good right now, but I'm gonna go Chiefs. Frankie.
Honestly, I'm right there with you, Damien. This is one of those games where, especially at home, Kansas City gets their mojo back, and Herbert's going to have a long day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers stunned the Chiefs last time, very early in the season, and the Kansas City has been looking very dysfunctional and very close to the brink out of the playoffs. I'm gonna go bold. I think Chargers are gonna sweep them this season.
Ooh.
Nice. I like that. That's a good. That has a good payoff for you if they win. Um, the Bills are going into Foxborough to play the Patriots, who have won 10 games straight. I'm gonna go with the Bills to keep it going. Frankie, what about you?
This is not as much as an upset as people would think. Yes, Drake May and the Patriots are playing awesome, but Josh Allen is not done yet. Give me the Bills.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots on this one. It's a 1.5 spread difference, so it's a coin toss according to Vegas. So I'm gonna
Yeah, I'm
lean
gonna make
Patriots.
parlays with either team winning because I think the Patriots can beat them. But
Same here.
Josh Allen's gonna go on a heater. 10 games straight. You got to lose eventually.
It's gonna be no more
So
than a touchdown, in between like 3 and 6 if the Patriots win.
for sure. The next one is gonna be Jaguars at home versus the New York Jets. I'm gonna go with the Jags and Trevor Lawrence. What about you, Frankie?
I I've struggled with the Jags this year, but they're playing the Jets. They look miscombobulated. They don't even have a quarterback, I don't think, this week. So the Jets harpooned.
Yeah, give me
Nice.
Jags.
Jagos.
Jags
Jagaroonies.
sweep.
Okay. Next one is gonna be the Commanders at New York. So we got the Giants at home, and I'll take Washington, man. I think that the Giants have had their souls taken. What about you, Dylan?
Yeah, the Giants are the new sole owners of the number one pick now. Tennessee jumps to number 3 and Vegas number 2. For that reason, I'm gonna go with Commanders on this one. It's not gonna be a clean win. It's gonna be pretty ugly. So
I mean, at the beginning of the day, you're going to question if both teams even want to win this game considering draft position. But oh, this is tough. This is tough. Commanders.
All right. The next one is going to be in Chicago, the Windy City Bears. They're going to take on Icy Wrist Shador and his crew of the Browns. I like Shador and the Browns, but I think that the Bears will make a couple more plays. It's going to be, honestly, which defense can make more plays and which quarterback will make more mistakes. And I think Shador, as a rookie, will probably make a couple more mistakes than Caleb. And but that Browns defense can really break the game. This is a tough pick, but I'm going to go with the Bears. Dylan.
I think this game is going to go opposite. I think which defense can make the last stop. I really like what I see out of Shador. The way they lost that game last week, when they didn't give him the ball in that 2-point conversion, they gave it to Judkins instead. That was fucking silly as hell in my opinion.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I think Bears are going to barely squeak this one out. So I think Browns are going to lose in some BS fashion again, and Shador's going to have another good game.
All right, here's my upset pick probably of the year. We all saw the Browns lost to the Titans last week, but the Bears defense is suspect, and Shador's been looking good. They have a young, explosive offense. I don't trust Caleb Williams. He's got one of the lowest completion percentages in the league. Give me the Browns for the upset.
All right, awesome. This next one is going to be in New Orleans. Tyler Show. I doubted him before, but now he's rolling on 24s. And he's going to take on the Panthers. The Saints have been hot. They've been rolling. They're at home. But I'm going to go with the Panthers. I think the Panthers still have stuff to play for, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they still got stuff to play for.
They're holding down the division lead right now.
They're going to want to win this game. So I'll go with them. What about you, Frankie?
Carolina's, ever since they lost us, they've been on a roll. Rico Dowdle looks phenomenal. You got McMillan. Bryce is starting to find himself a little bit. Give me the Panthers to keep that division lead.
I kind of wanted to go for a Saints spoiler, being one of the spoiler teams this week. But yeah, Carolina, with Tedroy McMillan and all that. If Bryce has a good game, they can win this game. So give me Panthers too.
Okay. The next one is going to be Lions and Rams. This one is in LA. This is tough. Did the Rams win their last game? Did the Lions win their last game?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I'm going to go LA. The Lions have burnt me a lot, and this is a spot where I can comfortably fade them, so I'm going to do so. What about you, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm also in the same position where Lions burn me. But I'm on. This is tough. I'm going to go with the Lions. Screw it.
Ooh. See, as much as I want to take the Lions, I can't ignore that Stafford Devontae Adams connection. And the Rams just, they look like the same Rams team that won the Super Bowl, a couple years back. So give me Staffy and the Rams.
It almost broke my brain for a second because I'm old and I'm used to Matthew Stafford being on the Lions. I'm like, Matthew Stafford in the Rams? Oh yeah, he's on the Rams. That's all right. Next game is gonna be Colts versus Seahawks, and that's why I chose the Rams too because I think Matthew Stafford has it in his body and bones that he's not gonna lose to those fools. So Seahawks at home versus the Colts. I mean, I'm picking the Seahawks. What about you, Frankie?
Well, we know Daniel Jones is out. Riley Leonard is definitely not Daniel Jones, and a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers might be better. But given the Seahawks, Darnold and company are looking good.
Seattle sweep.
Oh, nice. 3 weeks in a row.
This next one is going to be tough too. It's Broncos at home versus Green Bay Packers. Sheesh. You know what? I'm going to trust what I've been seeing from Jordan Love, and I'm going to go with Green Bay. What about you, Dylan?
I was really hoping you're going to go Broncos because, listen, Micah Parsons is finally going to humble that defense enough, cause a couple turnovers where they're going to where Packers win by at least 10 points, and Broncos finally take that L. But, yeah, give me Packers, so.
All right. Well, this is where we differ, my friends. Jordan Love has been one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league until this week. I'm taking the Broncos defense, and I'm taking Bo Nix to throw 2 touchdowns. Give me the Broncos.
Nice. All right, this next one is going to be Tennessee versus 49ers, and they're in the Bay Area for this one. So for me, that means that I'm going to take the home team, the San Francisco 49ers. What about you, Dylan?
Same, Niners.
Niners sweep.
Sweep. All right, this next one's going to be a Cowboys home game, and they're taking on 9 and the Vikings. Very intense fellers. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. Frankie?
I mean, 9 did get a victory last week, but it doesn't sway me this week. I am taking the Cowboys.
Wow, Cowboys sweep. Ugh.
Right, gross. This next one is going to be Dolphins and the Steelers. This is our Monday night game and the last game of the slate. I've been fading the Steelers, and they've been kicking my ass. So if you can't beat them, join them. I am going to take the Steelers versus the Dolphins. I don't know why I took them in the cold last time anyways. Frankie?
As much as I want to take the Steelers, they looked good last week. Ever since Mike McDaniel has been on the hot seat, the Dolphins have looked good. They're on a roll. Tua looks good. Akane is like one of the best backs in football. No contest. So give it the Dolphins. I like them to keep running.
We got Minka Fitzpatrick and Jalen Ramsey against their former squad. If anybody's ever thought about that. Yeah, give me the Steelers.
Nice. Well, that's it, guys, for this one. If you guys like what you see, you like the podcast, please subscribe to us, like it, and tell your friends. And we have links in the description for the group that we run on Facebook. It is called Arizona Sports fAnaticZ. A lot of people with a lot of fun opinions in there. A lot of news gets shared in there. So please join us there, buy some merch, and have more interaction with the gang that you love so much.
And we will have a big announcement next week concerning new merchandise.
Nice.